Let's take a look at some of the key attributes that are significant in building a quality list that will help you be very effective in the process of developing the energy which is going to be used to create your business, and that energy is actually your list. Now, be mindful of the fact that every prospect and associate brings forth an asset, and that asset is the people that they know and the list that can be generated. Now, in starting a prospect or starting a new business partner, we're going to require a minimum of 25 people for the Vortex building system. Now, the important thing is to remember, as you're building a list or as your people are building their list, please let them know or be aware of the fact we never want to build our list down from our level of ambition. Always build up, which means you're looking for some sharp people that basically think like you do and have some vision, and we'll talk about a couple of those things in a moment. The typical problem with many new people is that they always try to enroll people or show the business to people who they think need the business. Well, that's going to be exactly the person who will probably not get in. Or if they do get in, then you're having to really put a lot more effort into helping them get off the ground. You want to focus on folks that are your level or above. Now, one of the great processes that is a residual effect of the Vortex system is the fact that even with this minimum number of 25 names, if we do this right, we're going to be quickly into the list of our prospects and our business partners very rapidly, and we're going to eventually share a little bit more about why that is so advantageous to you and how much more simpler it is to build through when you're working with an ever-growing list, particularly when it's in depth or not your list. So that's an important thing to remember, that we plan on your list growing through the activity of the Vortex system. And it's also important to keep in mind as you start, as you build your names list, do so in a special notebook where you can log the activity, and all the activity in the business helps you maintain a level of accountability and also make notes of people who you need to follow up with, the things that they said, the hot buttons they may have mentioned to you, and anything else that's of significance, so that you can come back and refer to those notes later. So it's important to do that as well. Now, the objective is to allow the system to qualify your list. So that's why we're putting this list together. We're not going to try to make the decisions for our prospects on these lists. We're going to let the system do it. So keep that in mind. So in the process of inking those names to paper, you're not going to want to be guilty of prejudging their interest beforehand. You're not going to qualify their interest. You're going to let the system do it. But to enhance the probability that they're going to be interested, you may want to qualify them in a few minor areas. Their level or sphere of influence that they have, the ability to get into more names from your initiating this contact is a significant part of having a quality name on the list. Also, their level of ambition and the fact that they either want to make more money, they like making money, and they have money, which is important if they're going to get into your business. Now, keep in mind too that as you're building your list, that you're not doing so in a manner by which you are having to sell. A lot of times that becomes a hurdle. People are trying to pick people who they feel like would be most likely to be sold on the business, as opposed to simply sharing the business. And in fact, if you have to sell people into the business, then you have to keep selling them in the business, which becomes another job in and of itself. So the whole mentality of putting a list together is simply to realize that you're going to run the numbers. Sooner or later, the percentages are going to work on your behalf, and you're going to sift and sort through the list that you've created, and you're going to allow the system to turn over the people that you think would be interested as you share this wonderful opportunity you have with them. Now, as you deploy the list, again, as I mentioned, we call someone who becomes interested in the process. You've deployed the 25 names in the processes that we've outlined in the Vortex system, and now all of a sudden you have someone who's interested. We call that jumping rabbits. And the great thing about the whole process is that we're only looking for 1, 3, maybe 5 people initially who are interested in your offer of what you've shared with them. Now, At this very moment, you probably know people who are looking for this, but I would suggest to you that you not be the mind reader. Give your friends a chance and an opportunity to make the connection to the information that they might be very well right now privately searching for. So don't play judge and jury on their interest. Allow them to have access to 100% of the information that you have about your program so that they can get a chance to really see into it a little bit deeper. And then obviously the purpose of building that list is something very, very important that you're going to do here, is that you build the list to get through the list. We suggest, as you'll see in the Vortex system, to build that 25 names list and then get through those names as quickly as possible. We suggest 1 week or less. And then as you're building through, another key point to remember is the fact that you're going to treat every prospect and every business partner exactly the same. You're looking to drive through the leg. You're looking to get through them and potentially get linked up to the individual or individuals who are most likely to want to come along on the business, which is going to give you the opportunity to expand not only your names list but give you greater possibilities for building your leg or group much quicker.